All right, guys, I think this is like video 5 of showing you guys my rods and what I throw on them. And right now I have 2 rods, one here, one right here. They're both the exact same rod, and I use them for topwater. So both these are the exact same rod, and this is going to be kind of weird to a lot of people, but this is not a topwater style rod. This is actually an IMX-Pro. This is a 847C CBR crankbait rod. Now, when I was told about this rod being one of the ultimate topwater rods, I was really skeptical because I was thinking it's a crankbait rod. It's not a topwater rod. However, in my opinion, I think it's goes without saying that you're going to want some sort of parabolic bend when it comes to a topwater bait. A lot of times, you know, unless you're fishing really clear water and you have the opportunity to see the fish hit it, you're going to want something that's going to have some bend to it when you set the hook. That's going to allow you to, one, not rip the bait out of the fish's mouth and keep it in the strike zone longer. So what you get with a crankbait rod is you do get that super parabolic bend. And what I mean by that is, again, as I talked about it before, it bends all the way down the blank. It doesn't just bends its tip like a super fast action, something like a jig worm rod does. I started picking these things up and started fishing with topwater and started throwing them on my, one of my favorite topwater baits, this buzz bait here. This is I believe this is a 1/4 ounce buzz bait from the tackle box. And these things, these buzz baits are phenomenal, by the way. There's still a few available up at the tackle box if you're interested in getting your hands on some of those. You definitely need to go there now because, as far as I know, the 28th of this month would be December 2023. So December 28th, 2023 is his last day effectively. So I hate to see that go. But again, my topwater rods are going to be a little different than most. This is a crankbait rod, 847. So we're talking about a 7-foot. This is a 7-power crankbait rod. Now, when you think about crankbait rods and you think about 7 power, when you think about 7 power in any other rod, you're talking about an absolute whooping stick, and that's not like this. Anytime you're talking about a crankbait rod, the blank's made up of a different material, and it's a different makeup of material, which is going to cause it to be a little misleading. Don't think of a 7 power in a crankbait rod like a 7 power in, like a jig worm rod or anything like that. Have this paired with one of the Corrado 200s. This is actually a brand new Corrado 200. This is a brand new setup for me. I just bought it the other day from the tackle box. Love the 200. This is a 7 gear ratio, 7.4 to 1 gear ratio. If you're going to be strictly topwater fishing with this, I would go up to that 8, allow you to bring up some more line and stuff like that, especially the new Corrado that's out there is phenomenal, the Corrado 200. This is one of the old school ones, or I keep saying old school, but it's really not. This is one that's been redesigned and it's going to be replaced. But this is going to be my topwater rod. Again, I have 2 of them. And as luck would have it, about 3 years ago, my dad and I left some corn in our garage here. We're feeding deer just in our property here just to watch them. And we left some in here and had an influx of mice, and it was catastrophic. They got in my boat and ate the foregrips. Luckily, this one wasn't too bad, but they ate the foregrips off of this rod and another rod. Luckily, they were both Loomis rods. They're both super high-end stuff. But, it's my rods. It sucks. It is what it is. But this is an old school, this is a Corrado I-Series, man. I tell you what, I love these reels too. This is an old one, man. This thing's like 8, 9 years old. Love it. Power Pro, super slick V2, usually in that 30 to 60 pound range, depending on what I'm throwing. You see here, this stuff is chewed up. I'm gonna have to replace that. But if you're looking for a topwater rod, this is my go-to. Again, I have 2 of them. They are both 847Cs, CBR, crankbait rods. You cannot beat these things for topwater. So if you're looking for a topwater rod, look no further. If you have the opportunity to fish one of these, I guarantee you'll pick one up for topwater. Again, it is a Loomis IMX-Pro 847C CBR.